I need to mentally prepare myself for this. So I usually tend to stay away from videos that other people have done because it's always great to bring you guys a fresh set of new, reveal how original, weird things you did as a kid, talking about how socially awkward you are, just like every other animator out there, your roommates' videos. Hey, I did that one first, I think. You know what? Tabs, where's that bat? Hey guys, it's Chilly. Okay, so I don't think I officially announced this anywhere, but guess who graduated? Woo! Yep, I did. And instead of moving on from that chapter of my life, I'm going to be making YouTube videos on the moments that made university a wholesome and magical place. Starting with the worst group project I've ever dealt with. I spent enough time dragging myself in videos, so it's time to drag other people with me. Yeah! Don't follow my example, I'm not a good role model. Okay, so my junior year of university, I took this human-computer interaction class, which was my major. And what's human-computer interaction? Well, I get this question a lot when I explain to people what I do, so I learned the best way to explain this to people. This class should have been my worst nightmare because it consisted purely of group projects. But I actually knew people in the class and people that I could actually trust as group partners. This class was going to be a piece of cake. I was going to get that easy A. I'm going to be picking the groups for you, yeah!
Sure.
Since this was a computer science class, out of 200 students, there were only like 20 girls, so I ended up getting matched with 3 other dudes. Not a big deal, I ain't sexist or anything. This just makes it easier to name them for this video. Brick, Boomer, Butch. So this was a 3-part project, and the quick summary is that we had to choose a mobile app and redesign it so it was more user-friendly. Sounds simple, right? Well, if it was, then I wouldn't be making a video about it. We'll be referring to the parts as levels because with these people, it really did feel like playing through levels and each level just got harder and harder. Level 1! Tasks. Choose the app that you will be redesigning. Make 2 surveys, one getting general thoughts of the app from people and one recording people's daily use of the app for the duration of the week. Write a 4-page paper detailing the results on your findings and initial redesign thoughts. Make a 3-slide PowerPoint giving a very quick summary on level 1. Choose your fighter. If you were asked to rework a champion, hero, app, website, an old art piece, literally anything, you choose the thing that has a lot of flaws that isn't used much or looked at a lot because of said flaws because it would be so much easier finding a fix for these flaws. Oh man, that's a lot of flaws in one sentence. You wouldn't pick something that's already balanced or well made because that just makes it harder on you to find ways to fix them because they're fine the way they are and they don't need fixes. So bring this back to choosing the app we wanted to work on. The logical thing to do is pick an app that has a lot of bugs, flaws, and that no one really uses because of how non-user friendly it is, right? Let's choose Snapchat. Are you effing kidding me? What kind of logic is running through your head at the moment? Snapchat? Are you freaking kidding me right now? Okay, pause for a second. If this was post-cluster fudge update, I'd be all for it. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if all the groups in the class wanted to work on Snapchat and revert it back to what it was because it was perfectly fine before the update. But we are talking about pre-update. Why don't we pick something that has a lot of bugs and flaws so we can make this easier on us? Snapchat is perfectly fine the way it is and it's constantly updated. There's no need to touch something that's already in a good place. What about these apps? And I proceeded to give them a list of apps that would have been great to work with and where we could find a lot of fixes for. We couldn't come to a consensus and I had to run to my next class, so I trusted the 3 university students to have the logic to pick something that we could actually work with.
Later that same evening.
We chose Snapchat. Are you kidding me? Was I not loud enough? No, I know I'm a loud person. This was all done on purpose. What we really need to redesign is their heads. Okay, Chilly, there are 3 students who got accepted to this university for a reason. There's no way they didn't have some sort of plan. Let's just trust the majority on this one. Surveys! Next step was we had to make the 2 surveys to get the general idea on how people use this app and record their daily use of the app. Because it's so not obvious what people use Snapchat for. But I knew there were some features that people didn't necessarily use, and maybe there was something to work around that. Does anyone even know that Snapcash exists? Or look through those Discover sponsored stories? So we should be asking questions about those features to justify a redesign. Apparently they had already taken initiative and had said they already created the surveys and sent them out. Looking through them, none of the questions were related to the features that aren't used. They weren't even good questions. How many snaps do you send a day? Do you use Snap Stories? We couldn't use any of these questions to move forward with the project. But it's okay, I can take initiative too. We can't really work with these questions. I'm going to add some to these about features that aren't used before we send them out so we actually have something to work with. I didn't even wait for the responses as I started adding on some questions, and then 3 hours later, I finally get a response. We already sent it out and I got 5 responses already. Let's leave it as is. Butch, why do you want me to snap? I'm just gonna skip through to when we had to start putting everything together the night before the due date. Talent every university student is good at. Procrastination. Oh, we really don't have anything to work with here. Maybe we should just add questions and answer the questions ourselves multiple times to get a decent amount of responses. Butch, why are you like this? Not only that, but I was the one who somehow ended up redoing the entire survey and the one who fabricated the answers so we had decent data to write a report up. I felt like such a criminal. And I ended up writing the report because I had offered beforehand since they worked on the surveys, and I didn't exactly trust them at that point to write up the report. So all they had to do was make the 3-slide PowerPoint. 3 people for a 3-slide PowerPoint. And they were still struggling with it. I'll just do the PowerPoint since it shouldn't take too much time. Actually, for some reason, I'm not able to put pictures and I'm in a library so can't record the audio for it. Can someone else do it? I can do the pictures, but I don't have a microphone to record the audio. Actually, my computer won't start up, so I can't do the pictures. I got it! And this was just level 1. Whatever, it's okay. This only happened because the surveys weren't well made and everything was kind of rushed. Just have to be on top of things from the start. It's okay. Before we get to level 2, let's look at the work contribution tally. Brick assigned the original assignments to everyone and assisted of creating the original surveys. Also wrote a few words on the PowerPoint. Boomer did the audio and added the pictures for the PowerPoint. Butch said he would add the pictures to the PowerPoint but then didn't. Also wouldn't let Chilly change the survey questions from the get-go and then made Chilly do even more work than what was already assigned to her because he had to choose Snapchat and he had to keep the survey as is. Chilly wrote the 4-page report, redid both surveys and fabricated answers to write the 4-page report, lost 20% of her sanity. Off to a good start. Level 2. Tasks. Create 2 redesigns for 1 feature using Photoshop. Use this fancy tool that basically shows how much time it takes to use each redesign so you can pick the faster, more efficient out of the 2. Write a 4-page report on it. Oh boy, so basically we were either going to redesign Snapcash or the sponsored stories. Of course, my team, realizing that they put themselves in a pickle, decided to go with Snapcash, thinking it would be easier to work with. I'm just gonna show you guys what we did for the redesign. Yup, this is what I was wasting 2 months on for 33% of my grade. Awesome. Our professor was going to be mind blown. No, not even. Snapchat should have just hired us right there. I actually had a few different ideas like the group chat snap stories, which weren't a thing at the time, but I didn't really get a say because it was a 3v1 situation. I also had to write the 4-page report that basically said, we added the $sign to the chat itself and also to the friend menu. Innovation right there. Chilly, but that's not that bad. Oh, but you just wait. Do you even know what the other 3 did? New tally. Brick, assign the roles. That's it! Boomer, made the Photoshop edits, helped with the report, kind of more like fixed my grammar spelling mistakes, but there weren't really that many because it's me. Butch uploaded the Photoshop edits to the fancy tool which basically did all the work for him. Chilly wrote the report and had her ideas completely ignored. Brick was that one dude who's very vocal in the group to the point where you think he's actually doing work, but writing the script now, I realized he did very little. But we realized Butch wasn't really doing anything either or being vocal, so the attention ended up falling on him. But he volunteered to help out with a part of level 3 that actually took quite a bit of time and work to do. Look at this. People feeling guilty about being hard-carried and actually stepping up to do work. Or so you would think. But this video is getting long, so we're gonna save level 3, aka the boss battle, for the next video. If you can't wait for that and want to see more of me, then I have this cool and funny video that you should definitely check out. Me and a few friends started this YouTube channel and we posted our first video a bit ago. You can click on the screen to watch it. I promise it's really funny. You're gonna love it. You can show your support by commenting #TeamChilly on the video and subscribing to the new channel. I also want to apologize for the low audio quality. My mic busted and I'm supposed to be getting a new one in the mail, so hopefully it'll be here by next video so the quality will be a lot better than this one. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.